Hi to everyone, welcome back to another video session on chapter of theory of consumer behavior and demand analysis. So coming to the today's session, so we'll discuss about the market demand and the derivations of market demand curve. In last class we were under discussion and we have tried to understand the topic called individual demand, then the demand curve followed by the price elasticity of demand and the derivations of a price elasticity of demand. So there are last two topics are there of this chapter, and first one is about market demand and derivations of it, and the last one is a PAD with the expenditure. So today we will discuss about market demand and the derivations of a market demand curve. So before leading to the market demand curve, far better you recall your memory what is individual demand or just demand stands for, or law of demand stands for. So law of demand, you all know that there is an inverse relationship between two things. One is called price, next one is called quantity demand. If price increases, demand decreases. If the price decreases, then quantity demand increases. Then there is an existence of a inverse relationship between the price and the quantity demand. Okay. Now coming to the point, market demand. See, in market means, so we cannot take only a single consumer because a market is filled with n number of consumers, large number of consumers. So market demand refers to at a particular price, if we add up all individual consumers demand is called market demand. So once again, so market demand refers to for a particular price of a commodity, if you taken together of all consumer demand is called market demand. Then that the market demand can be derived by addition of all individual demand curve. By addition of all individual demand curve, then we can draw the market demand curve. For that, you need to understand so two way of analysis. First one is called schedule, and next one is called market demand curve. For that, we need to go by addition of two individual curve in a horizontal way, then that is called market demand curve. Then that is also called as horizontal summation. That is also called as horizontal summation. For that, we need to go by two equations. So for example purpose, we can take two consumers in the market. In reality, there are n number of consumers. To understand how a market demand can be derived, for that we have taken example of only two consumers, consumer 1 and consumer 2. Okay. So for that, we need to go by two equations. Okay. Let's take two equations in general example purpose. So equation 1 and equation 2. Let's go with the linear demand equation. For example, QD equals to 20 minus 2P. Then QD equals to 24 minus 2P. Not 2P, 2P. So in such case, what if a price fall, then how the quantity demand will affect? So before reading that thing, I just wanted to give one small example. In general level, when price decreases, demand increases. Let's take an example of tomato. Tomato per kilo, assume 30 rupees is there. Assume 30 rupees is there. When kilo tomato was 30, you used to buy some 2 kilo. Okay. All of a sudden from 30 rupee, it has come down to 10 rupee per kilo. Then obviously within that income, for that price, you may buy more amount of it. And what if you ask another consumer, what he'll do? When rupee 30 is there, you used to buy some 4 kilo. Now, the price has come down to 10 rupee from 30. Then what he'll want to do? If you ask a second customer, a consumer, then he may buy more amount of tomatoes. He may buy, before he used to buy 4 and now he may buy more than 4. That might be 5, 6 or 7. Okay. What is the market going to do? In the market also, when the price decreases, quantity of demand, quantity of consumption by the n number of consumers will increase. Then that's all about addition of two individual demand is called market demand if there is a two consumers. If addition of all the consumers taken together in the market, then that is called market demand. That we need to understand in two ways. One is by schedule, next one is through by diagram. Now coming to the point. So equation. So coming to the equation 1, if a QD equals to 20 minus 2P, what if a price of a commodity falls from rupees 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. So bring down the demand and the schedule of quantity demanded 2. So likewise, even here, coming to the equation 2, if a price of a commodity falls from rupees 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, likewise, then what will be the picture of demand? Let's take two consumers schedule, consumer 1, okay, and here we have taken two things. One is about price, next one is about quantity demanded. Are you clear? And here the price is getting down from rupees 6, 5, then 4, 3, 2. Okay. Then we need to analyze when the price decreases, what consumer 1, or we can call it as A consumer, what do you want to do? For example, when rupees 6 is there, you can multiply this P. So 2, the price fixed as a 6, then 2 6 is 12, then 20 minus 12. So you may derive when the rupees 6 is there, and the rupees 6 is there, quantity of consumption is about so 12. Okay, so let's substitute like this: 20 minus 2p. If p equals to 6, then 20 minus 2 of 6, then 20 minus 12, then the quantity of demand will be 8. Okay, if a price downturn from rupees 6 to 5, then what will happen? Then same substitute in the p value is 5. 2 5 are 10, then 20 minus 10, there will be a 10. Okay, then 20 minus when the quantity means the price decreases, quantity demand increases. How in the sense? Let's take it out. So 20 minus 2 of p, then 20 minus 2 of 5, then 20 minus, okay, so to this point then 10 will come, then 20 minus 10, 10. So here 20 minus 12, so the quantity demand is 8. Then now it becomes 10, then next one will be 12, then 14, then 16. Now you can understand when price decreases, demand increases. Likewise, if you took this equation, this is nothing second equation, QD equals to 24 minus 2p. So likewise here, so 24 minus 2p, if you took 6, then 24 minus 2 of 6, then that is 24 minus 12, then the QD will be 12. Then it decreases. Let's go through with so consumer B, our second consumer. Okay, let's take price, then quantity, demand. Okay, so what if a price decreases from rupees 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, then what will be the picture in case of quantity demanded? So to the point of consumer 2 is concerned, then 24 when we substitute the value of 6, then we have derived 12, then the quantity demand is 12. Okay, then likewise if it decreases from 6 rupees to 5, then you can go by, so 24 of minus 2 of 5, then 24 minus 2 5 is 10, then you derive quantity demand 14, likewise 16, and here 18, here 20. Are we clear? So likewise, when the price decreases, consumer B will take more amount of commodity, consumer A will take more amount of commodity on right side. Okay, if you add up these two, will we will derive market demand curve. How? Just look it out here. If we add up a horizontal level, then we will derive this thing. Let's say price here and the quantity demanded in case of a market is concerned. So to the point, when the price is 6, then 5, then 4, then 3, then 2, then the demand for a commodity in the market for that particular price, what will happen in the sense? So you add up these two quantity demanded. 12 plus 8, it become so 20, then 10 plus 14, it become 24, then 12 plus 16, it become 28, then 14 plus 18, so it become 32, then 20, then 16, add up, it become 36. Then when we derive the point called, so addition of all individual demand curve is called market demand curve. Then for that we added not vertically, we didn't add it, we added horizontally. Then this is the point is called horizontal summation. For 1 or 2 mark question, they may ask a small bitwise question, that is about how do you get a market demand curve, in the sense in the fill in the blanks you may need to write as through by horizontal summation. Through by horizontal summation. Then there is a point where addition of two individual demands in horizontal way will get the market demand. Then this is the market demand, and the representation of this schedule become market demand curve. Then the thing you can draw like this. So I hope you people got understood this thing. Then we will drive market demand curve. So in your NCERT textbook is concerned, so they have given the points like this. Let's take consumer 1 has Q1 and consumer 2 has Q2. So to this diagram on x and y axis, and here we have taken quantity demanded, and here we have taken a price. So for the particular price, there is a particular demand of this Q1 of this P level. Okay, if a price fall from this P to P hat or lambda, we can call, then generally when price decreases, demand increases from this Q to Q hat. We can call it as a Q hat or Q lambda. Then the demand curve for this commodity will move like this, so which moves from left to right downwards. Okay, this is all about a story of consumer 1. Then if you go by consumer 2, then we represent the points like this. On y axis we represent price, on x axis we used to represent quantity demanded. Okay, so you can represent the previous schedule over here. So like consumer 1 and consumer 2 will derive the same demand. So here when the particular price is there, then this is quantity demand, then that is called customer 2, quantity 2 at level. If a price fall from P to P2, then the demand will increases, as like tomato example is concerned. Then from this level to Q hat 2, okay, then this is called Q1 hat. Then the demand curve will move like this. When price decreases, even obviously consumer 2 also will do the same thing. He increase quantity demand. Okay, so what will happen in case of a market, in the sense you need to add these two, you will derive a market demand. So for that, so you need to go by this another diagram where you can add up both the things. Okay, for that you need to draw both the levels. Okay, then at this level of price, at this level of quantity demand is there of Q1 and Q2. It means combination of both the consumer 1 and consumer 2. When price falls, from this to P hat, then the demand will increases from Q1 plus Q2 hat. Okay, so here we can call it as either hat or lambda, it doesn't make sense. Then this will be the new demand curve. Okay, so here horizontal summation in the previous table what we discussed. So when we add up both the things, we will derive market demand. So to understand this market demand, okay, so we need to understand the pulse in the market. Okay, so when the market is filled with a huge amount of supply of goods, then the price will fall due to the competition between the sellers. When the price will fall, demand for consumer means demand from the consumer, the things will increase. Then this is all about. So addition of a horizontal demand schedule will lead to market demand schedule, and addition of this individual demands will lead the total aggregate market demand. Then this is all about the derivations of market demand curve. And by the next session, we will discuss the last topic of this chapter, that is about price elasticity of demand with the expenditure. Then that leads an end of second chapter of NCERT of your syllabus is concerned. And coming to this individual demand and the schedule and all, so we have already discussed on particular session. For that, you can go by the more information below of description button. You will find a link on it. And for any of the doubts, you can make a WhatsApp to me or make a call to me. Okay, thank you.